Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the number one all that nerdish news source on Pornhub, the Creatia Conversation. The DP boys are back.
I don't have Dr. Pepper today. I'm drinking sparkling water.
Well, I didn't have Dr. Pepper last time, so it's okay. We're still the DP boys.
We're still the DP boys.
I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host, the person who loves spending Mondays and Wednesdays with me whenever possible, purveyor of botch bots and chair shots, Rivet City Radio, and the whole network, host of botch bots and chair shots, botch bots and chair shots after dark. What else you got over there? You're not really the host of Boss Bitch Trivia because the Boss Bitch is host, but you're on there every time.
I'm on there. Nerdy news.
Nerdy News at 420, which is not anything like this show whatsoever.
Nothing, not even close.
No.
That's pretty much it. Delicious as fuck is the cooking show, but it's still in the works. I'm still figuring out what I want to do with it, but I appreciate the love, Matt. It's good to see you.
You're also honorary oos of Creatia World and the other half of the DP boys.
Yeah, maybe the most important title I own at this point, currently in my life.
I was doing good until 2 seconds ago.
What happened?
Well, so, all right. I made a TikTok about it. I actually made 2 TikToks you guys should go check out from last night. One is a story about a micro penis. One is a story about AEW. They're both available at Smackin' It Raw. No G, Smackin' It Raw on TikTok. Go check it out. Or you could check out at Smackin' It Raw on Instagram. I posted the micro penis story there as well. I'll talk about that also here in a second because there's more to it now. A little bit, nothing crazy. Anyway, last night I was only able to watch NXT. For the last 2 weeks, I have not been able to watch AEW live because for whatever reason, TBS and AEW have decided that Xfinity users are not going to be able to stream Dynamite live on a mobile device away from their home network. So I tested this with my wife. She was at home. I was not. I asked her, I'm like, hey, can you watch Dynamite? And she put on TBS, and she was while she was connected to the Wi-Fi. When she disconnected from the Wi-Fi, she got the same message from TBS on the channel that I did with the TBS logo saying this program is not available on this device, which is the message that I've got for the last 2 weeks. Now, real quick, it's kind of newsy time, but it's not really newsy time. But I do have an article from comicbook.com from last week about this issue, which I just found while I was doing my research last night. And it's not newsy time because there's not really a lot of information on it. It just kind of talks about how it's a thing and people are pissed. Once I scroll up here and find it. There it is. So this is coming from comicbook.com's Charlie Ridgely. This was on the 4th. So this was 7 days ago, right? AEW fans hurt and frustrated after TBS suddenly becomes unavailable on Xfinity app. All Elite Wrestling is celebrating its 4th anniversary on Dynamite on Wednesday, but the new episode of the promotion's flagship series has arrived with major issues from some fans. For those who use Xfinity for TV, it appears Dynamite is no longer available on the services, Xfinity Stream app, and website. When choosing TBS on the Xfinity Stream during Dynamite, users are met with a message that simply reads, this program is not available on this device. That's what happened. Dynamite is apparently blocked on Xfinity Stream now, but this is a very new development. As many fans have pointed out, Dynamite has been available through. Yeah, I've been watching it. Like, people are pissed, and then they just posted a bunch of stuff about how people were tagging Tony Khan and TBS trying to figure it out, and Xfinity support. I actually called Xfinity last night. They were not helpful because it's not on their end. It's through TBS. I wanted some answers. So anyway, I got to watch NXT. I did not get to watch AEW at all, and I'm fucking petty. And this is the second week in a row. So I'm not watching AEW this week. I'm not. And if they do it again next week, I'm not watching next week. And again, Katie watched it. I'm sure our guests this week have watched it. They'll talk about it. So don't worry. If you tune in Saturday, you'll see it. However, when I did watch it at the very end, my favorite wrestler over on NXT may have made an appearance and done some things. And I put out a tweet last night that specifically said, oh boy, I can't wait for all the people talking about how Undertaker squashed Braun Breaker, beat up Braun Breaker, took out Braun Breaker, whatever. It'll be so fun. Sarcasm. And sure as shit, I don't know what was on because I didn't look. As we were doing the intro, I got a notification of someone specifically saying bad things from last night. Undertaker buried Braun Breaker. It's like, no, he didn't. But anyway, we'll talk about that more Saturday. So that bothered me. As far as recent updates on the micro penis story, again, go check out the TikTok to hear the whole story. I don't share any of my social media between like Facebook is like family, friends. That's where I do stuff with Zoe, all that. Like people have added me to groups, but like I don't really share on Facebook this side of my social, the Twitters, the Instagrams, smacking around stuff. I keep it all kind of separate for reasons. My wife's uncle liked my TikTok last night. So I told her, which is now more embarrassing because now my wife's uncle knows that she went out on a date with a guy with a micro penis who sent her a picture and blah, 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 blah. So the embarrassment of what happened in the story that you have to go listen to at Smackin' It Raw, on top of, waking up in the morning, which there's no reason he should have been able, like, he's not following me. Again, I keep all that stuff separate. So I have no idea, unless he's like following Wendy's, how my TikTok came up on his feed. I don't have like his number saved in my contacts. I've never even met the guy in person. Like I only know him because we got married and blah, blah, blah. I might've met him at the wedding. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah. So he found that like that. And now she's like, oh great. That's even more fun. Mind you, she gave me permission to tell the story. I did ask and she gave me permission to share the story. So
I always think micro penises are always going to be funny, no matter what, no matter the situation. Like, I always think they're going to be funny.
So apparently in the picture, he took a Bic lighter and compared it to his, and the Bic lighter was bigger. And I'm assuming that was erect.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because again, this was 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago at this point. So like, she didn't still have the picture. I didn't see it. She just told me the story about it and she remembers.
I would have still had the picture.
Yeah.
I would have kept it.
You've been watching her doing anything lately, Will? Any video games?
Tons. I say tons of video games, but you know me, I only play like 3. So Tears of the Kingdom still a slow grind, finishing it up, 100%ing. I'm over 90 hours in and roughly 90% into the game. So I'll 100% it probably around the 100-hour mark from the look as how it's going, which is cool. Plenty of game. Fortnite, they're entering the multiverse at the end of this season. They announced that they're taking us back to 2018 at the end of this season 1, chapter 5. So everything we've done for the last 5 years is going to be erased and they're going to take us back in time. So that's kind of interesting. And then other than that, just lots of catching up. Big Brother, Loki. Then you get into stuff like football because it's the middle of football season or a quarter of the way into it. And I remembered, oh yeah, I do have a favorite football team. So it's just been a busy week. I've been trying to watch as little wrestling as possible. And I know that seems really out of character for me. Unless I'm watching wrestling for a show that I'm specifically covering, like I haven't been watching much because I'm not burnt out. I love it. It's great. But dude, there's just so much, and the pissing contest is just so big.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather talk about video games or horror movies or nerd stuff most of the time.
We're going to do all that today. We have that lined up. I took a little break from Mortal Kombat because I completed everything in the invasion mode, and I unlocked most of everything that I wanted to unlock. Now, because invasion mode is done, it's really hard to get coins to unlock the rest of the shit. I tried doing towers, but they added way too much like obstacles in the towers to make the fights even more difficult to beat the fights. It got to be a pain in the ass, and there aren't really I'm not really getting enough coins to suffice. So now that I've done everything in invasion mode, I just kind of was like, I think I'm gonna take a little break for a little while. I did hop on Diablo again the other night with my buddy John. I have an episode of Thunder and Uncensored to watch, and then I am all caught up. A shit ton of horror movies, which if you go follow me on Twitter at Getting Off, you can see all of at least one horror movie that I've watched every day this month. I have a thread going there. You can follow along, see what I've been watching. Yesterday was the original Halloween from 1978. So yeah, I've been busy. I've been watching a lot of stuff, doing a lot of stuff. And there's still a lot of shit I want to watch, and we're going to talk about some of that today too. Speaking of which, I want to thank everybody who's joining us, whether it's over at twitch.tv/Creatia World, where if you have an Amazon Prime account, you have Prime Gaming. If you have Prime Gaming, you can link it to your Twitch account. And when you do that, you get a free sub every month. You have to do it on your computer. It's the only way that it works. But if you are on your computer on Twitch, you can give that sub to your favorite content creator, whether it is us here at Creatia World, Will over at Rivet City Radio, anywhere, any of the associated podcasts with Will over at Rivet City Radio. You can Off the Top Media, shout out to those guys. Any of your favorite content creators. It doesn't have to be us. It should be me, but it doesn't have to be. Just please support your favorite content creators, because it costs you absolutely nothing. You're already paying for that Amazon Prime subscription. And again, we'd appreciate it. So do that. You can also be watching us at youtube.com/Creatia World, where it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. Will, what does that do?
It boosts the algorithm and it helps find new listeners.
That is correct. And I've talked about this before. Will, are you a whore?
I'm a whore.
I'm also a whore. Please share us with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. Use us. We want to be experienced by everyone that you know, because if you enjoy us, they should too. So make sure that you share our shows with everyone and tell them how funny and great and fantastic we are and knowledgeable, at least on Will's end, maybe not so much on mine. Spread us around. Also, you can flick that bean up top, that little notification bell, get notified every time we go live, whether it's Monday through Friday for the Creatia Conversation, which is what you're watching now, or Saturdays at 11 p.m. Central, midnight Eastern for Smack and Raw, and every other Sunday, including next Sunday, not this Sunday, because we just did one this Sunday, for Getting Off, our horror podcast. Also at 11 p.m. Central, midnight Eastern time. You can watch us at pornhub.com/model/Creatia World after the fact. We cannot go live there, but all of our episodes drop there. We also have a couple Pornhub exclusives that you can watch there. Will's on one of them with me. The boss bitch herself, Allison, edited that video so we could get it up on Pornhub because they had problems with it. So she put in some work on that as well. So go check out Evil Head, get those numbers up. Katie is on everything. The Rack is on everything. DP is on everything. And we're not talking about Dr. Pepper. So go check that out as well. When it comes to the Pornhub exclusives, they're on everything. But all of our videos are there. Then you can also, last but not least, check us out at facebook.com/Creatia World, where you can watch us live, just like you do at YouTube or Twitch if Facebook is your thing. All right, Will, I think it's time to get into news time.
So well done. That's a good one.
I'm gonna kick this off with something specifically for us because it literally just dropped a couple hours ago. I'm sure you saw it. I don't know if you watched it, but we have the trailer for the Iron Claw. So this is coming from A24. If you guys are unaware, the Iron Claw is about the Von Erich family. If you are a wrestling fan, you are aware of the Von Erich family and their tragedy. And if you're a Zac Efron fan and not a wrestling fan, maybe this will get you to be a wrestling fan because he's nice to look at. So here's a trailer for the Iron Claw.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed. Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing could ever hurt us. I believed it. We all did.
Morning.
Pants tomorrow, please, David.
Terry, I want you to join your brothers in the ring.
Yes, sir. I love that.
Now, we all know Terry's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
What do you want in life, Kevin Von Erich?
More ribs?
I want to be with my family. Be with my brothers.
What do you like to do with your brothers?
Together, we can do anything.
We're here to restore justice to the Wrestling Federation that our father built with his own two hands.
The Sportatorium.
The hands that will deliver the Iron Claw to you.
So what do you think? Like, we're alive.
I love your family, Kevin.
You know we're uncle?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, that makes me so happy.
I talk to you about something, Mom. Dad's too tough on us. You gotta say something.
Baby, that's what your brothers are for.
Feel that? You feel that? That's pressure. You're pushing too hard.
I'm fine, Kev. Seriously, I'm just sick. I'm scared, man. I'm out of control.
Terrible accident.
I should have stopped him. I need to think about my family.
Your job is to wrestle.
Live up to that deal, or we are through.
I told you to look out for him!
I just love being out there with you guys. It's the only thing that matters to me.
The Bonner will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling.
That looked like Ric Flair to you, didn't it?
They have to do the Carey Flair match in Texas Stadium. They have to. That's the biggest match in the Von Erich family history.
I guarantee I will be seeing that. And I'll be seeing it with Kate for multiple reasons. One, her aunt, her mom's sister, is from Texas, was a huge Von Erichs fan, used to go see them live. When I met her for the first time and she knew I was into wrestling, it's like the first thing she brought up and talked about, blah, 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 blah. Also, she loves Zac Efron and what's his nuts from Shameless and the Bear.
I don't know what his real name is. He's Carm.
Yeah. Carm. Yes, Carm. Because we watched Shameless. She really likes him. So yeah, no, definitely gonna go see that. I know she's gonna be excited to go see that. And outside that just looked really good. It really did. It looked fantastic.
I'm excited for it as a wrestling fan, but also as a fan of good movies because it looks well done. This A24 is always gold. They put out a ton of good content. So I feel like this is going to be a solid story. If you don't know about the Von Erichs, don't read about it before you go see the movie.
Yeah, don't read about it after and then see how accurate the movie is, but go enjoy the movie first.
Yeah.
Also, I had it and I lost it. I was just gonna say something, but Fighting with My Family set a pretty high bar for wrestling docu stories or whatever with Florence Poe as Paige and everything that she had. Like, I loved that movie. I still watch it. Fighting with My Family is fantastic. So there's a pretty high bar to meet. And from the trailer, it looks like this will meet it no problem, if not exceed it. Like, it looks really fucking good. And they got a great cast in there. So let's talk horror movies.
Okay.
So this is from Polygon's Austin Goslin. If you guys, it's October. It's October 11th. We've got about 29 days, or no, not 29, because that'd be 40. 20 days left, depending on how you look at it, in October. If you're looking for horror movies to watch this season, I have an article. It is the 23 best horror movies available at home that you can watch and where you can watch them. Now, I've seen some of these, so I can tell you what I thought of them a little bit. I don't know if Will has or not. We'll see. But so it's already October, and that means month-long Halloween celebration and the perfect time to catch up on all the horror movies of 2023. Well, there's still plenty of great ones that aren't streamable quite yet. Most of the year's bests are already available online, whether it's to rent, to buy, to stream, or even for free. To help you keep up with everything scary in 2023, here's a list of just about every major horror movie released this year that's already available to watch online. And if you want to know how scary they are, we've got you covered. So first and foremost, it is on my list. I have not watched it yet. Totally Killer, which is going to be, we watched the trailer for it here. It's going to be available on Prime Video through Amazon Prime. It looks fantastic. I'm excited. Like I said, I have a list. It is on my list. I will watch it by the end of this month. Have you been able to check out Totally Killer yet?
I have not seen Totally Killer, but I remember the trailer.
Yeah, it's with Kurtin Shipka, who was in the Sabrina show on Netflix, which was actually also really good, and Olivia Holt. Totally Killer is a time travel comedy slasher that sends a teen back in time to team up with her teenage mother to take on a serial killer. So if that doesn't spark your interest, I don't know what will. if you're looking for a family horror movie, The Haunted Mansion is available on Disney Plus, the new remake, featuring Lakeith Stanfield, Owen Wilson, and Danny DeVito in Silly Ghost Adventure. It's a reboot of, The Haunted Mansion. If you've been to Disney, you know what The Haunted Mansion is. If you watch Disney, you know what The Haunted Mansion is. Rosario Dawson's in it as well. Jamie Lee Curtis. So for anyone looking for, a family-friendly horror movie to watch with the kids this Halloween.
Al liked it. She recently watched that one. She said it was good.
I tried to put it on, and then we got busy, and we didn't get to watch it. So what up, Jess? Thanks for coming through.
What's up, Jess?
All right. Another one that's really high on my list I've heard a lot about, and also from A24, is Talk to Me. This on Prime Video, Vudu, YouTube, or buy it. So you're going to have to pay a little bit of money to watch it at home, but it is available. A group of teens use a mummified hand as a party drug to talk to spirits until one takes things too far and invites the spirits into our world to take over her body in this terrifying horror movie from A24. Use a mummified hand as a party drug.
So I've seen this one. I recently, because I texted you about it, because I was at a birthday party and we watched it. Because I was like, yeah. First off, they present it exactly like that. Like they put the hand out and they like put their face on it or touch it or whatever. And like the longer you hold it, the longer the effects have, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like the whole thing. And that's the whole movie, is them having this party to like touch this hand, and it gets passed around the school. Like the kids are like passing it off and shit without realizing what they're doing. It's pretty intense. It was a good watch. I would like to rewatch it where I could give it my full attention. Because again, I was at a birthday party, so we were kind of doing like 5 things at once while it was playing. But me and the dude I was watching with, Mike, like he and I pretty much sat through, I'd probably say 80% of it. It was a good watch. It's definitely worth it.
Okay. Yeah. Again, that's also on my list to rent. Probably a little closer to Halloween. I think I want to save that one for around, if not on Halloween. The Nun 2 is available on YouTube, Prime Video, and Google Play for rent as well, or to buy. I saw this in theaters, enjoyed the shit out of it. I love Blumhouse and a lot of what Blumhouse does. It is a big budget horror movie. So if you're a fan of like indie horror movies, you don't like big budget shit, you might not like it. However, like I said, I enjoyed it. It's the 8th film in the Conjuring franchise. Origins of Alec. Good shit. VHS 1985 is available on Shudder. If you're a huge horror fan, you may have Shudder as a streaming service. VHS is a horror anthology series. Includes horror shorts inspired from, in this one, the 80s, from directors like Scott Derrickson, who did Sinister, and David Bruckner, who did The Night House. So that is available now if you want to go check that out, and you have Shudder. Megan is on Prime Video right now, about the parental replacement doll that gains sentience and sets off on a path of destruction. So yeah, robot doll horror movie, murdering people, bonding, AI, all that fun shit. I watched Megan. I liked it for what it was. It was okay.
Do you remember that movie? It came out not years ago. Like it's not really old. It was the one where it was like the family adopted the little Russian girl from the orphan. There you go. At first, that's kind of what it sounded like. You were like, this person is part of this family, and it turns out she isn't really. And I was like, wait a second, is this? No, okay, never mind. No, Megan. No, I remember Megan though. I remember like hearing about it. I didn't see it though.
It's AI doll that is supposed to be a replacement for a kid who lost her parents, like as like a friend, because she's having trouble making friends and all that. Available on Hulu. I also watched this one I was kind of excited for. It was from a Stephen King short story. It's The Boogeyman. It was decent. It was good. I enjoyed it. I think it's exactly what you expected. If you remember the trailer, it's the one with the little girl rolling the light ball underneath her bed. In the trailer was like the big scene from it. Like I said, it's fun. It's worth giving a watch. We also have The Blackening. This slasher parody sees 7 friends stuck in a cabin and hunted by a serial killer with a penchant for horror movie tropes. This is available on Stars. This is also on my list. We watched the trailer. This looks absolutely fun and hilarious. It looks like a good time. So that I'm going to try and actually watch that this weekend. If you're a Nick Cage fan, Renfield, in this horror comedy from the Lego movie writer Chris McKay, features Nick Cage, who plays Dracula, and Nicholas Hoult plays his put-on assistant in Evil, and that's available on Peacock. We've got from A24, Beau is Afraid. This is available for rent or buy on YouTube Prime and Google Play. It's Ari Aster's follow-up to Midsummer. Beau is Afraid is somewhere between a comedy and a horror movie, without ever quite being either. The one thing we can say for sure is it is the strangest movie on the list. Speaking of on the list, I think the one that Will and I might both be most excited for, and it's available for rent or buy now, but it's going to be on Hulu later this month if you can wait. Slaughterhouse.
I can't wait for Slaughterhouse.
Everything you need to know about Slaughterhouse can be gleaned from its title. It's a horror comedy where a group of friends are hunted by a killer sloth. Also available for rent or buy on YouTube, Prime Video, Google, Vudu, all that. Insidious: The Red Door. Actually, one of the first movies I watched this year. I really wanted to get out to the theater, and I didn't get a chance to because I love Blumhouse and everything they do. And I was curious about this return to Insidious with, the original family from the first two movies. So I checked that out. It was all right. It was decent. It wasn't bad. Over at Hulu, No One Will Save You, about an alien invasion. Not a lot of dialogue in this movie. It was interesting. Again, I watched it earlier this year. Netflix has El Conde, follows Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, who also happens to be a 250-year-old vampire who's finally decided he's ready to die.
Well, okay.
Available for rent or buy, YouTube Prime Video, Google Play, Vudu, all those places. Cobweb. I've heard a lot about this, and I haven't seen trailers for it, and I'm very curious. It's a movie about things that go bump in the night as a young child is haunted by a noise that seems to be coming from his walls. What's extra scary is that his parents don't believe he's hearing it, leading him to suspect they're in on whatever evil is behind it. Like I said, I'm in a few horror groups. I've heard a lot about this. I've heard it's good, and I want to check it out. The Outwaters is on Tubi, an inventive and gross found footage film. The Outwaters follows a band of kids who go into the desert to shoot a music video and never come back out. You can watch Scream 6 on Paramount Plus. We have talked extensively on Getting Off about Scream 6. It was fantastic. If you're a fan of the Scream franchise, we loved it. We call ourselves the Core 4 because of it. Over there, it's a thing. So go check that out. Paramount Plus. Knock at the Cabin, featuring Dave Bautista, is available on Prime Video. I watched that earlier this year. Infinity Pool is on Hulu. Also watched that earlier this year. Second feature from director Brandon Cronenberg, who's isn't quite as deranged as his first, but still a fantastical, twisted ride through the lives of the super rich in the not too distant future. And like I said, it was interesting. It wasn't really scary, but it was interesting. Netflix has The Pope's Exorcist, featuring Russell Crowe. Netflix also has Run Rabbit Run. Succession, Sarah Snook stars in the head trip of a thriller about memory, repression, and how long someone has to live with a horrifying mistake. And Bird Box Barcelona. So if you're a fan of Bird Box, the follow-up is there. Another favorite of us over on Max is Evil Dead Rise. Fucking fantastic. Love that movie. Highly recommend. So if you haven't checked out Evil Dead Rise, go to Max and check that out as well. Also on Peacock, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which is available. And you can check that out. I was reading all this shit. All the Halloween Town movies are available on Disney Plus. Allison 100% recommends. Getting Off reviewed Megan as well.
That was an early episode.
Yeah. So all of that is available for you guys. All right. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for joining us and supporting us and listening to me rant about horror movies today. You can check us out at patreon.com/creationworld, where it is $1 to get Return to Wrestling, which Travis and I are going to record this weekend, Uncensored 1998. Very interesting stuff going on. You get the entire back catalog of everything WCW we've covered from 1995's first Nitro all the way up to Uncensored 1998. It is all available to you for just $1. You get a new episode every month for that $1, along with, like I said, the entire back catalog. And for the same $1, you also get Travis and Mara's Multiverse, where they talk DC animated films, including things like Flashpoint. Their latest episode, Batman: The Long Halloween, is available, and I'm sure they've got another one coming out very soon as well. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. But you can also watch this show ad-free. 0 ads, none. If you're not into ads, that is available there at a higher tier, which will include everything in that first tier and a few other things. So please go to patreon.com/creationworld, check out what we have to offer, show us some support. But if you are watching us live, you are going to have to watch our ads, but we got awesome sponsors. We really do. Like, we're the number one all that nerdish news source on Pornhub. We've got, energy drinks and dog.com sponsors for your furry friends, and of course, sex toys from Adam and Eve. So here's a message from Travis with all of the info you need to hook yourself up with some really cool shit.
Spice things up in the bedroom, then it's time to check out Adam and Eve. Because you see, Adam and Eve is the leading adult toy store that offers a wide range of products to help you explore your sexual desires. Whether you're looking for something to use solo or with a partner, they have everything you need to satisfy your cravings. From vibrators to lingerie, bondage gear to lubricants, AdamandEve.com has it all. And the best part, you can shop with confidence, knowing that all their products are of high quality and backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, penis ring, vibrator, anal sex toy, bondage toy, couples toy, lube, or accessory, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. No questions asked. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Adam and Eve is giving you 50% off almost any item on their website. That's right, 50% off. And if you act now, you'll also get free shipping. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the offer code erotica at checkout. That's erotica at adamandeve.creationworld.com for 50% off almost any item and free shipping. Don't wait. This offer won't last very long. The link is in the description. Attention dog lovers. Are you looking for high quality products to spoil your furry friend? Then you need to check out dog.com. Because you see, dog.com is the go-to online store for all your dog-related needs. They offer a huge selection of dog food, treats, beds, and more. Plus, they have products for all types of dogs, from puppies to seniors and everything in between. And the best part, you can shop with confidence knowing that all their products are made with your dog's health and happiness in mind. Dog.com only stocks top-rated brands that you can trust, so you can rest easy knowing your dog is getting the best. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, dog.com is doing a big warehouse clearance sale. And all you have to do is go to dog.creationworld.com and you can get up to 80% off on all sorts of items like toys, treats, bones, harnesses, bowls, leashes, and anything else you can think of. So go to dog.creationworld.com and take advantage of this sale right now. Spoil your furry friend with the best products from dog.creationworld.com today. Link is in the description. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and unfocused throughout the day? Then it's time to try Dubby, the ultimate energy source. Dubby is a powerful, clean energy drink that is designed to help you stay alert and focused no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, an athlete, or especially a gamer, Dubby can give you the boost you need to take on the day or the night. It also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. And the best part, Dubby is made with high quality ingredients and is completely sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So you can enjoy the energy boost without any of the crash, jitters, or angst that comes with traditional energy drinks. Simply mix W with water and you'll have a delicious, refreshing energy drink that can help you power through your entire day. And with a variety of flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dragonade, you're sure to find one that you love. So go to w.creationworld.com and order your W today. And for a limited time, use code Creatia at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's Creatia at w.creationworld.com for 10% off. Try W today and feel the difference. The link is in the description.
All right. I think we're gonna move into some news that you kind of sent me yesterday and we talked about, which is some information on Tupac's murder. So I got this from Yahoo Entertainment. 50 Cent trolls Diddy in connection to Tupac Shakur's death. Time to lawyer up. This is from Favor Adegoke over at Yahoo Entertainment. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. Rapper 50 Cent just name dropped Diddy in connection to hip-hop legend Tupac Shakur's death and arrest of his murder suspect, Dwayne Keith D. Davis. And what seems to be an attempt at trolling, 50 Cent told Diddy that it's time to lawyer up as the investigation into Tupac's death comes to a massive moment. As reported, Keith D was taken into custody in Las Vegas on September 29th, where he was charged with 1 count of murder with a deadly weapon. Before this, Keith D had made several incriminating statements over the years, linking him to Tupac's death. Also, there are statements of him saying that Diddy said he would pay $1 million to have Tupac taken care of. We talked about how there are some references, most recently Eminem in a song saying that Diddy had something to do with getting Tupac killed, even in an older song, making a reference to something about, I have $1 million in cash that I'll get you back in Haley's name, which apparently the million was in cash. All of these things that seem to kind of be known or speculated, but now are kind of coming to light. Now, mind you, apparently the $1 million was for both Tupac and Suge Knight. And Suge Knight said that they have the wrong guy and Keith D is not the guy that did it. And he will not be testifying in court because they have the wrong guy. So I know Travis, I talked to him. He's very skeptical about how true all of this is. How are you feeling about Keith D's statement and whether or not he's actually the one to do it and if Diddy was involved?
Keith D has been on Vlad TV a lot over the last year. Vlad TV is a podcast live stream in the hip hop community and the culture, as it were. He's been on there a few times, and Vlad TV's had a lot of people come on there after statute of limitations and stuff have ended for previous crimes in the gangland activity. We'll say that, okay? Mm-hmm. My understanding is Keith D he thought all of his shit was up. So he's been out there talking about how he was in the car the night it happened. And now all of a sudden, because that's the thing. He's been out here openly bragging about what he was a part of that night in 96 and being a part of the planning. Because of him doing this, though, there were still pieces of that puzzle where they would go, okay, this is all we needed. And that's what led to the raid. That's what led to Keith D getting arrested. That's what, in return, the two Eminem songs are just the tip of the iceberg here.
Oh, yeah.
People have been talking about the fact that Diddy put his name on it to get him done because he wanted to be the next big thing. He wasn't going to be the next big thing if Pac and Biggie and Wu and Jay were all standing in front of him in the line. You know what I mean? So he was like, I have to do something about this. This is the twist. This is the knife at the end of it, okay? 6 months ago, Sean Puffy Combs started signing away the rights of his music to close friends and families. And we're not talking about random songs. We're talking about songs that are still royalty today. Okay. So he's signing over $1 million royalty rights to friends and family. And people are saying Diddy sees the writing on the wall and he's taking all of these rights away and he's giving them as gifts to friends and family, because if he gets arrested and the government acquires all of his assets, he wants this money out there.
Right.
So
he's taking care of his people.
Bingo. So that way they'll take care of him when this inevitably happens. And that's all the pieces are falling in place, whether it's hearsay or not. Keith D might be out there just saying I was there because he wants the clout. If this somehow translates to Puff Daddy being found as the one who said, we're going to make this happen, and the conspirator behind all of it, like, it changes hip hop forever. Because that'll take one of the biggest moguls in the industry that came from nothing and built his all. It's like Puff Daddy, Kanye, Jay-Z, Pharrell. Like, there's only a few guys that are really at that level of moguls where they've done more than just rap.
It also really changes the way you feel about I'll Be Missing You, knowing that he's the one that set everything in motion to begin with, you know?
There's so much about it. And him having certain rights to Pac's music now and buying the rights from Columbia. Like, there's a lot of screwiness in all of this.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a trailer. So I've got a trailer for a video game official launch, and I've got a trailer for a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey inspired because it's out in public domain horror video game. Which one would you like to watch first?
Let's do the horror video game. For some reason, Blood and Honey video game sounds amazing.
All right. So it's called 100 Acre Wood, and it's just some gameplay footage from it. It's the official trailer from Realms Deep's 100 Acre Wood.
Cartoony, cell shady. Not completely against it.
A little Minecrafty, yeah.
The fuck is that thing? Goddamn Pooh Bear.
Not all of this, but some of this is very reminiscent of scenes you'll see in the movie Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey as well, like locations and stuff.
Okay.
Bounce on a mushroom.
Uh-oh.
So it's going to be on PC. Looks like very like old school Doom-esque survival game where you're being hunted by Winnie the Pooh running through the 100 Acre Woods. I don't know. I watched Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey over the weekend, and then I saw this and I was like, all right, let's see what they have to offer here. I knew it wasn't going to be anything amazing, but it is amazing that things like this become public domain, and now there is a old school first person shooter where you were being hunted by Winnie the Pooh. All right, let's get back into a little bit of horror. So I have an article here, and I'm going to share the pictures from Bloody Disgusting's John Squires. Another one of my favorite things about the month of October and horror movies is the merch. I have a shit ton of horror movie t-shirts and hoodies and all sorts of shit. And Shoe Palace is launching a new Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th clothing line. And I've got all the pictures here, so we can go through and take a look at those. We told you last week about the awesome Chucky clothing collection that was put up for grabs by Shoe Palace as well. We did not, but Bloody Disgusting did. They're back this week with two more brand new horror collections. Shoe Palace continues their Halloween celebration with a collection of apparel inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th franchise, both now up for grabs. The brand new collection includes tees, hoodies, and more with artwork and images straight from the two horror franchises, and the clothing is available exclusively from Shoe Palace. Shoe Palace has even whipped up Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street joggers, along with red and green Elm Street beanie, with hoodies for both franchises that essentially double as Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees masks. Talk about easy Halloween costumes if you're lazy. So let's take a look at what Shoe Palace whipped up and see if we like it. So we got Friday 13th black tee with the Jason mask and the logo on the back, or maybe, yeah, that would be the logo on the back. There's a tag. This from the 2009 Friday 13th remake. See, I like this hoodie. I don't like that color green though, and I have a hoodie that color green. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I don't think I would wear that color green.
But that's one of the zip up hoodies with the mask where you can see through the eyes.
That's cool.
Now this one's a little bit better. Again, remake Friday the 13th Jason with the zip up in the front. Yeah, see that one I like a little bit better. This is really what I'm looking forward to. I need more like joggers and sweatpants and shit. So maybe not in red for me, but here we go in black. Got the axe over there.
Nice.
Yeah, that I could do. Those I could do. Ooh, bright red. I haven't owned a bright red hoodie since the Undertaker came up with that Big Evil hoodie back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was like all red. Yeah.
I don't
but
think
old
I've
school
ever owned a red hoodie.
Old school Friday 13th movie poster. Oh, so this would be Friday 13th Part 2, I think, and that's pretty cool. That's a cool one. And a really cool mask on the front. I like that. That might be my favorite for Jason hoodie so far.
That would be my favorite.
We got a Nightmare on Elm Street t-shirt in brown with the gravestone there on the front. That is cool, but also that's a lot. Like, I don't know.
That's way too busy for me.
I don't know if I could rock that.
No. I'm very
this I
minimal
like.
with clothing. That's cool.
This is nice. You know, you got the front with Nightmare on Elm Street 3. The back looks pretty cool. That I could rock. That I like.
That looks like a very like old school metal band like shirt.
Mm-hmm. We got the Nightmare joggers with the Ready or Not, Here I Come. Little Freddy there. Pair of brown joggers.
It looks like Freddy's gonna cut your dick off though on that last one.
For all you Freddy versus Jason fans, we got a Freddy versus Jason hoodie. All right, now here we go. Come out and play Freddy.
That's
that
dope.
I do like. That is cool as shit. That I do like.
Also cool.
Also cool. And this is one of the Freddy mask ones. Remake Freddy Krueger in brown.
I just don't like the brown.
Yeah. Oh, this is a Freddy cardigan. So this is the back. And there's the front.
Yup. I'd
Getting
rock
that
the
one?
shit out of that.
I figured you would. So yeah, and then there's also, like I said, if you go check out Shoe Palace, they've also got Chucky merch as well. So you can go check out, stock up for Halloween and get some cool merch. Right? Like I'm definitely gonna go grab a pair of joggers, maybe a couple hoodies.
I like it. Some of it's a bit like bright for me. I wouldn't do some of that. Like, I don't do clothing with a whole lot of wild designs and stuff. I'm very basic.
Oh, you're telling me, dude. The majority of my shit is black with designs that are colored.
Yeah, solid color shirts and then a real simple design. That's why I like the one where it was just the mask on the front, the hoodie with the mask on it. I was like, that's dope. I'd rock that. Like, there were a couple that were really nice. I like the minimalist side of it.
I agree. Justin was here, and I know he's a huge Ninja Turtles fan. How about you?
Yes.
So you're aware of they did that comic series, The Last Ronin.
Correct.
And there's a game coming out and all that. Well, we have from IGN, Jesse Shadeen, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution exclusive preview for all you comic book fans. 2024 is looming, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution is already shaping up to be one of the biggest new releases of the year. Whereas the original series focused on the sole surviving member of the original TMNT clan, this sequel spotlights a brand new generation of 4 turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin Re-Evolution Number one preview. I've got a preview gallery here we can look at once I get done reading this. Is written by Kevin Eastman and Tom Watts with art by Isaac Escorza and Ben Bishop. More than a decade after Last Ronin defeated the Foot Clan, New York City finds itself in a state of steady decline now, with disparate gangs vying for economic and political control. The chaos is taking its toll. It's clear to Casey Marie that if something isn't done, the city she knows and loves will be lost forever. So, whether they're ready or not, she and her young pupils must raise a new coalition and lead the charge to keep the peace. Witness the rise of the next generation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as they fight to restore peace to the streets they live below. Legendary TMNT co-creator Kevin Eastman proudly presents the next epic chapter. The Last Ronin was originally scheduled to release December 2023. However, IWD is now pushing the release date back slightly to February 28th, 2024. And let's check out some of this here.
Some pictures.
Some pictures.
That's cool.
That is cool. This is something I really want to check out and learn about because I've seen it. It looks cool. I know who it is, but I don't know much more about the story than he is the last Ninja Turtle seeking revenge, all of that.
I mean, that's pretty much the gist of the story.
Yeah, but I don't know about like the 4 other turtles or any of that other stuff. So.
Well, that's what I'm curious about is how they start adding more back into it, because the whole concept behind The Last Ronin was he was the last one. So I'm curious to see how they're going to add more back into the story now, because that, you're not the last Ronin if there's 4 other of you.
Well, he was the last Ronin.
Yes.
Now
but that's what I'm saying. I'm curious to see how they tie it all in together. This starts to get into the lore of the Ninja Turtles that I'm not as familiar with. Jess is definitely more on top of this than I probably am. He and I are recording a Get Show tonight covering the new Ninja Turtles Mayhem.
Oh, nice. I actually checked that out. It was really good.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be cool. I'm always about the Ninja Turtles though. That's one of those nostalgia trips straight to my heart. Big fan.
Last Ronin is amazing. This is going to be really good. He also said these are clean. And he's laughing because I shouted him out for his love of Ninja Turtles. All right. Let's watch the trailer. Maybe we'll get to it. We'll see. I think we got time. So this is the official launch trailer for Lords of the Fallen.
Okay.
You've earned this. So hold it up high. You're not just a store clerk. You're a line cook, tour guide, sometimes therapist. A one-person operation that's the heart of a neighborhood.
I hate that
You
shit.
are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo. Fighter.
Mark of a fighter.
So much for no free ads, huh?
Look upon you.
Reject the fanatical crusaders and the deranged servants of the self-proclaimed judge.
Okay.
And the torturous mission to which they have bound you.
It's Bray Wyatt.
Oh, a dragon.
Is it a dragon or is it a wyvern?
Will you know freedom? And if
I don't know.
The truth.
Skipped Anatomy Day.
When light fears the shadow, to faith we hold fast. Burn their very souls to ash.
I mean, this looks great, but this also
Demon
looks like
gods
everything that's
awaken.
coming out recently,
It does kind of look like every other Lord of the Rings, where,
And our
like
lands burn.
Diablo-esque.
Yeah.
I think that's wyvern. It looked like the wings were on the arms.
The light.
Dare to believe.
Dragon requires 4 legs and wings on the
Dare
back.
to defy.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Rise up and ignite the darkness.
It does look really cool as shit, though, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does your blasphemy know no bounds?
Now you in the darkness, brother.
You are in the presence of a god human.
Immortal or not,
And for forgiveness.
the gods will feel our blades. And they will bleed.
Oh, that's available Friday.
Okay.
I definitely think I might pick that up or check that out. That looked cool as shit.
It looks too similar to everything else for me. Like
Okay.
if I was gonna play a game like that at this point, I would pick up Diablo because I have so many friends playing it, or I would want to get Baldur's Gate.
I mean, Diablo's a very different experience from what that looked very much RPG-esque.
Yeah.
Diablo's more of a dungeon crawler. I mean, I guess not in the same vein. This looked like, single player, first, third person. Skyrim, more like Final Fantasy Skyrim-esque than what you're going to get in Diablo. But I don't know. I love all the dark gothic dragon, demon, devil, angel, whatever. And yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to check that out and pick it up. I can get it on the PS5. I want to play something else on the PS5, more on the PS5. So yeah.
Worth a shot then. You can let me know.
I will. All right. Let's do one more and then we'll get the fuck out of here. I got
Nice.
one for a movie called Squealer featuring Tyrese Gibson.
I have some friends, Al.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Come on, let's get her in. She's lost a lot of blood.
Uh-oh. Hope we find it.
No ID and had multiple lacerations.
I'm with social services. I'm not going to hurt you. Do you know who did this to you? Anything on that girl last night?
Let us do our jobs.
Girls have been disappearing around for years.
This place never disappoints.
Tyrese.
What if there really is someone out there killing lots of them?
What do you think of me?
Women get reported missing all the time, and most of them turn out to be nothing. Be ready.
These type of situations are lost cause.
Stay the fuck out of my job. Harrison, bitch, asking just a lot of questions. Fading down. It's so beautiful. You hear the music?
You just couldn't leave it alone, could you?
I just need a little more time.
Darling, this is your salvation.
Oh. Well,
right? I mean,
100% chance I'm going to watch that.
Oh, absolutely. Based on a true story, horror, crime, thriller. Fuck yeah.
I wonder who it's based off of.
We can do a little research on that and find out.
Absolutely, we can.
But as for now, Will, we got to get the fuck out of here. So, thank you for joining me today. It's always fun. It's always fun doing shows with you, having you on. You know I love you.
I love you.
Why don't you tell everyone where they can find Botch Spots, Chair Shots, and everything Rivet City Radio?
As always, Matt, thank you for allowing me to be the honorary who's here. But if you want to find my shenanigans elsewhere, you can find my link tree at the Will Gray. You'll find everything I do, Botch Spots and Chair Shots, Rivet City Radio, Off the Top Media, and Creatia World.
And as always, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Matt Ridders, at MATTRIDDR, or at Getting Off. Matt Ritter is for your wrestling content. Getting Off is for your horror content. You can also follow me on TikTok. Go check out my TikToks. Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Smacking It Raw. And you guys can follow everything Creatia World, Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at It's Creatia World, ITSCREATIA World. We also have a couple Facebook groups, facebook.com/group/themdragons, which is really them wyverns, because everything in mainstream media is wyvern, not a dragon, is included Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, all that shit. But if you want to go there and talk about either Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or whatever, just dragons in general, go there, talk about it. Travis loves talking all that shit. You can join that group and do that. You can also come check us out if you're a wrestling fan at facebook.com/groups/smacking it raw. Where you can get on the conversation. I post all of the episodes of Smacking It Raw. They're pinned at the top, so you never miss those. We have chats for pay-per-views and all sorts of shit. So come talk with one of the least toxic communities in wrestling over on Facebook. We keep it that way. It's always a good time, so come join us there. For my honorary Oos of Creatia World, chef by trade, and mark by choice, the Will Gray, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been your number one news source for all that nerdish on Pornhub.